Hi everyone, thank you for joining this online webinar. My name is Novelle and I'm a pre-sales consultant in Technosoft. In this session, we will be discussing how to use Omnichannel to increase customer engagement during this global pandemic time. In our agenda today, we start with some introduction on customer service, followed by key highlights of Omnichannel, and then we will show you a live demonstration. If you have any question, in Microsoft Teams, you can see there's a chat icon, so you can type your question there and we will answer those questions at the end of the session. Let's look at some of the key expectations of modern customer and how this expectation can be aligned with company goals today. And with these organizations trying to fulfill these goals, what are the challenges faced by the employees who tried very hard to deliver these expectations? So in today, we are seeing many organizations trying to deliver outstanding service by providing personalized service, predictive service, and proactive service to the customer or organization that they do business with. So regardless of whether you are B2B or B2C or you serve as both, your customers now are more educated and they expect a seamless and consistent experience across the different channels. And because of this, the challenges for many customer service center is not only that the agent need to juggle between different conversation coming from different channels, but at the same time, they also need to ensure that they deliver consistent and integrated service quality regardless of which channel. A consistent service quality across multiple channels will significantly impact company revenue, and this is actually why more and more companies are investing in omni-channel customer service. So, is your current application effective for customer service? Are you able to connect all service processes across your different departments, such as marketing, service, sales, operation, and finance? Is your application able to share data and use analytics to predict issues and proactively providing you with a solution? And also, is the technologies that you're using today supporting your business need? So these are some of the key considerations to deliver a proactive customer service. It is difficult to provide effective customer service if there's gaps in information. Relying on basic demographic data or purchase history is no longer enough. A lack of collaboration between departments result in missed opportunity to share the data across multiple channels, and this will also waste the effort of both agent and customers. But if you have a common centralized view of customer data, it can greatly help you in predicting issues and delivering a proactive customer service. This slide gives you an overview of the minimum requirement of a customer service application that must be available if you want to deliver a proactive customer support. The primary channels that we see most customers are using now are some traditional ones such as phone call, email, chat messenger. However, alternative channels like self-service, SMS, IoT, and social media have started to outpace these traditional channels. So agents should be able to address all customers' inquiry coming from different channels without having to use multiple devices or multiple logins. With every communication session with the customers, the agent needs to be able to create cases, view contracts or agreements, view the transaction history, and at the same time, the supervisor also needs to be able to monitor the conversation and also manage the SLA of each individual agent to ensure consistent experience across different channels. With Omnichannel for Customer Service Solution by Microsoft, we can support customers' multiple preferred devices, whether it is web or phone, and at the same time supporting multiple channels, whether it is an inquiry from your website live chat, or customers sending you SMS, or social messengers such as Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, or etc., all in a single platform. In addition, all the agents will also have a single customer 360 view, and the customer experience can be orchestrated across all channels. Now I will show you the live demonstration. In the live demonstration, I will show you some setup screen and then the final output. This is the Omnichannel administration screen where system administrator will configure all the channels that will be used in your organization. Let's look at the chat channel first. If you currently do not have a live chat agent in your website, we can very quickly configure a chat widget here and embed it into your website. Within this chat widget, there are some additional settings such as whether do you allow the customer to download any attachment, or if you allow the customer to download any transcript, or whether do you want to be able to show to your customer the position number in queue. This code snippet is an HTML code that will be automatically generated, and this is the script where the system administrator will just need to copy and embed it into your website. Other configuration inside this chat widget is such as we can do a pre-conversation survey if you want to be able to ask your customer a few short questions before they start chatting with a live agent, and also a post-conversation survey where at the end of the conversation the customer will immediately give a rating to the agent in charge. We can also embed this to a map if you want to be able to track your visitors' location. Other channels such as SMS, Facebook, Line, and etc. Each of these channels, there is usually a developer center where your organization will need to register a business account. For example, with Facebook, your system administrator can easily get the API key from the login and input it into here. Once we have input this API key, it is already connected, and whenever your customer message you or chat with you through a Facebook Messenger, all the messages will be directed to this Omnichannel. So this is, in a simple way, it's actually a very quick and easy setup. And on the left here, the list here are all ready to use connectors. And if it is not stated here, we could use the custom channel where we can input the custom API that can be generated from either your custom website or any other social media that is not listed here, provided they have a developer login for integration. So after we have configured the channels, we can configure the agent capabilities. So agent capabilities, for example, some agents, they are probably more experienced or more well-versed in handling inquiry related to sales operation or service operation, or maybe some agent that have some extra skills like multilingual capability where they can speak English and Japanese and something like that. So you can define each of the agent capability, and with the agent capability defined, system will automatically route to the appropriate agent based on the capability. So then at the bottom here, we also have macros. This is a macro for automation. If you are familiar using Microsoft Excel, that is a macro automation where you can, for example, you can create a button, and when you click on the button, it will automate certain calculation or formulas or tasks behind the scene. So this is the same. This macro is also to automate tasks quickly for the agent with a single click. And there is no coding involved. Then we have agent script, where you can configure different agent script and have it loaded based on topics. So with this agent script, your agent will just need to follow the pre-configured script regardless of which channel the customer engage you with. And then there are some extra things like real-time translation. So there is a feature that is currently under preview by Microsoft for real-time translation. For example, if the customer is chatting or typing in another different language, we could input the default language and the system will automatically translate it from the customer language into the system default language, which is English. So when your agent type a response in English, it will also be retranslated into the customer preferred language. So these are some of the setup that enable us to run the Omnichannel. So now I will show you the demo of the output based on all these configuration. I will start by simulating a conversation with a live chat agent from a website. This live chat, I have connected it to a virtual agent, and the virtual agent will analyze my question first before transferring me to a live agent. So in this scenario, I'm going to describe my problem, and I want to know more about the dealer membership program. So because I did not configure any topics for membership program, this virtual agent will not be able to respond to me and therefore transfer me to a live agent. From the agent perspective, the agent will receive a notification like this whenever there is a call coming in. It can be a phone call or video call or chat messages from, like example, social media like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Line for Business, and so on. So the agent can choose to accept the call or reject the call. If reject the call, it will be rerouted to the next available person. So after I answer the call, I can see a full chat history between the virtual agent and the customer. In the middle section here, if the customer contact such as the email address matches with the customer email address in the customer master, it will automatically retrieve the customer 360 for you. In a dealership perspective, in a customer 360, you want to be able to see your customer's vehicle, the outstanding bookings that is not delivered yet, and probably a recent service history of the customer. So these information are actually very useful for the agent in the event that the customer asks related to this. On the right here, this is the agent script. Currently, this is a membership script because the customer asked questions related to membership. However, we could configure it in a way that based on the customer question, the system will automatically select the recommended script that this agent should follow based on what the customer wants. In this agent script here, the agent will just follow each and every step. For example, the first step is to greet the customer through a quick reply repository. On the chat panel here, bottom left, there's a repository that allow the agent to enter some keywords and use some of the pre-built sentences to very quickly reply to the customer. After the first step is done, we could mark this as completed. Then the second step is to check whether this person is an existing customer or a new customer. In this scenario, this is definitely an existing customer because system already automatically match it. But in assuming if this is a visitor, the agent could just copy and ask the question to the customer. And then the third one is to log a case into the system. So this icon is slightly different because this is a macro. So when I click on this icon, what this macro does is it will pre-fill some of the information that is mandatory. For example, the case title, so that the agent do not need to manually fill it one by one. Or the agent could also fill up some of the information that is missing and save this case. So in this case management here, there's also subject where we can define the category of this call. In this example, it's going to be a membership inquiry. And also this case management also comes with a service level agreement that you can define for each individual agent to ensure that they meet the KPI to respond to the customer according to the defined time frame. Then we can just save this case. Then the fourth step is to explain to the customer related to the question that the customer is asking for. And in here, the instruction is to search for the knowledge article. So in this knowledge article here, you can publish as many articles that you wish. It could be a processes kind of article, or it could be a step-by-step kind of article, or it could be some generic information where an agent could easily retrieve and get the answer of some of this information. So in here, this is related to membership. So if some of this information here matches to what the customer say, the agent can just copy and paste it in. So that is the agent script. So while I'm still in the session with this customer, I will simulate another conversation with another live agent using Line app. So this is the Line app, and I'm going to talk to this dealership called Yana Auto. And once I simulate the conversation, you can see that actually the virtual agent is the same as the one in the website, because I've embedded the same virtual agent to Line app as well. And from here, I'm just going to type in something to transfer me to a live agent. And immediately you can see this agent have received a line chat request from the customer, and they can then accept this call. And you can see this engagement channel is basically Line. So here you can actually see this is a multi-session browser that the same agent can talk to multiple customer at the same time. Then we also have a supervisor view. So this is a supervisor login, and the supervisor can see all the ongoing conversation. Supervisor can also monitor the conversation between the agent and the customer. So they can view in private all these conversation, and if there's a need, the agent can also communicate internally to a supervisor through a chat here. In addition to that, the supervisor login will also be able to see some of the conversation insights. For example, average waiting time per conversation and the average handling time per conversation. So this is a built-in visualization that is ready for usage. As a supervisor, they will just need to monitor this visualization and make the decision accordingly. So as you can see, this Omnichannel is very easy to set up and very easy to use. Your agents or support employee, they will just need to use one device, one login to receive and respond to calls and messages, regardless of whether it is a phone call or chat messages coming from different messenger or SMS and email, they can do all these in a single platform. In addition, the agent script will also help to ensure your dealership or brand maintain the same standardized quality, giving your customer a consistent experience regardless of where your agent is located. This is a customer journey end-to-end sales process. You can use Omnichannel at any stage of your customer journey, but the most common and popular topics usually arises in the red highlighted area, where for sales process, Omnichannel can be used during sales inquiry stage, where customer can ask for anything related to sales promotion or questions. They can also make test drive appointments. They can do a quotation clarification, or if they have a active sales booking, they can check the order status. At the end of the sales process, if there's any problem, they could always contact your dealership via any of the channels, and your agent will receive it via Omnichannel. For service, it's similar. Most of the topics or calls will usually come at the stage of service inquiry, where they can ask questions about service promotion, or if they have something that is unsure related to the vehicle, they could contact you to ask. Then they can make a service booking, and finally, after the service is completed, if there's any problem, the customer will contact your dealership again. Now we will move to question and answer and see if there's any other questions. Thank you very much for joining me in this session.